beautiful bee, and it's lovely to be here. It's actually chilly outside. It's not that cold in here. I think I'm going to take my hat off. It's lovely to see you. And we're inside because it's just a bit misty, moisty, wet out there. And being inside is not a bad thing because we get to do rocks. And there is never a problem with doing rocks. And I had better start my timer because I forgot. So excited to see you. Mike, good morning. You are just onto it, man. It's lovely to see you. And look who we've got joining us today. Big hunk of smoky quartz from somewhere that I can't remember where. Because it came as part of a really big chunk that my lovely friend Jenny Paolo imported. And the big chunk got broken apart in transit. It wasn't properly packed. But that was lucky for me because I got this piece. And it's fabulous, and I love it, and it's got all these little, it's a bit like ice quartz, and that it's kind of got those fractures inside, and it's all sparkly and beautiful. And welcome, good morning to you. Carmelina, lovely to see you. So we're just doing this big chunk of smoky quartz at the moment. See, that's where it would cut off, but everything else is just, what it is. And there it is. So this with you today because it's lovely. I feel very lucky to have it. It wouldn't have happened if there hadn't been a disaster because the big piece fell apart and I got this one. It's just lovely. And it fits in my hand so well, and it's really nice to play with, even though it's all sharp and gnarly. It's just perfect for me. So that's that one. The other one I want to play with today probably needs dusting. And it's this, it's our good friend. You might think, oh, that looks pretty boring, but this is purple and blue fluorite. And it kind of looks like a shiny, dark, almost black rock. You can see, oh, there you go. See, the light comes through it, and suddenly it's magic. But what I always have to do is pick up the phone and do this. And then you can see the most amazing colour in this fabulous rock. There you go. And see the stripes in that corner that's closest to my head. It's purple and then it's blue. I'm trying to get this right for you. There you go. It's amazing when the light comes through it. And this is from the Okaruso mine in South Africa. And apparently this is a fairly unusual piece. You don't sort of get a big chunk that's all blue and purple like this very often. And the mine itself is not got an awful lot of this kind of thing left in it. So is right, Mike. It's beautiful, and I love to show this off when it puts up its hand and says, yeah, pick me, pick me, pick me. So here it is. It's just glorious. I had this one come visit me on a sleepover from my friend Jenny, and I liked it so much I couldn't send it home. So I paid her for it and kept it, and it's I don't regret paying the money. It wasn't very much really, but yeah, it's a lovely thing. So, welcome everybody. It is always a privilege to have you share your time and your energy and your attention with me. I don't take that for granted. Abigail, it's you. Morning. So it is lovely to be here, and today I want to talk about evolution. And it's kind of funny because last week I saw a comment from somebody that I decided to do a live about, and I did that earlier this week, whatever it was yesterday in another lifetime. And Facebook, of course, being helpful, put up another post from the same place where I found that comment, and there was another really provocative comment, and I thought, well, I'm going to respond to that today. So this is it, and the post was pretty much as one of those evolve or revolve. Those are the two words. It gets cold, Abigail. We're in fall, we're in autumn, and it will get cold. Not as cold as where you live, but there's a southerly blowing, and it's sort of cool, and So that was the post, evolve or revolve, and there were lots of people putting their comments underneath saying, well, yes, definitely, I don't want to keep going round and round and round. And the comment that I saw was, well, yes, I sure as hell hope I'm evolving, but how do I know if I'm evolving? How do you, and other people were saying, well, how do you do this? What is the deal with this whole evolving and evolution thing? And how do I know if I'm doing it? And I thought that was a really good question. So I decided, well, let me do this. Let me explore this, because apparently it's a hot topic. So the first thing I want to say, because I was thinking, what is evolution? Amy, good morning! And good morning, everybody. I can't greet you all, but, clearly this is a hot topic because everyone's jumping on. What is evolution? And, there's the whole scientific, Darwin and his download about how how species diverge, and that was kind of the beginning of the thing. But how does this actually happen? Well, what happens is you have an organism in its environment. And let's say, like we're experiencing here, the environment's been a certain way for several hundred years. And then it starts getting hotter. And so the creature either has to adapt to the fact that it's getting hotter, or it doesn't survive. That's evolution at the most basic level. That's what happens. Now, how does that adaptation happen? Well, and this wasn't understood for a very long time. But what we understand now is that there are these things called experience-related genes. I know that the middle word, the word related, isn't right. They are activated by experience. What happens is when you have a novel experience in the environment, literally, remember when you think a thought, you have neurotransmitters. The neurotransmitters speak to another part of your brain that sends chemistry to your body that changes the hormonal expression, a whole lot of other stuff that goes on in your body. And, you have the feeling, Sarah, g'day, honey. And if that keeps happening enough, then it actually changes the structure and the morphology and the function of your cells, and your body literally changes. And so, for animals that need to run away from predators, for example, if the experience-activated gene gets turned on by running away from enough predators, the ones that actually, they will grow longer legs, they will get thicker fur if it's cold, they will change over generations, because the memory is passed on from cell to cell and it gets put into the DNA and the seed and the egg and all of that thing. That is how evolution actually happens. It's epigenetics, right? The signal is above the gene and it's the environment. And when we look at how animals and plants and all those things evolve, it's in response to the environment. The difference with us is that we have everything has an inner environment. The environment around the cell, right, is what influences the cell. So that's your blood and all of that. And that's affected by your thoughts and your feelings and your behavior, experience-activated genes. But the difference with our humans is that we have this brain, and it's not that it's bigger than all the other animals, because elephants have bigger brains than us. And it's not that we have two eyes. And the thing that does set us apart from other organisms, not to make us better, but just make us different, is that 40% of the grey matter, or the stuff that's inside your skull, is your frontal lobe. And there's no other sentient or otherwise creature on the planet that has a larger frontal lobe than the human being. And the frontal lobe allows us to create, it allows us to speculate, it allows us to have a conscience, it allows us to restrain ourselves. It is the part of the brain that allows us to go beyond waiting for a signal to come from outside of us so that we can have a change inside of us. So instead of being the gazelle and actually having to wait for being chased by the cheetah and survive that for long enough that the experience-activated genes say, hey, we better make longer legs here, we actually get to look at our environment, look at ourselves and our responses and our reactions and all that stuff, and we can consciously evolve instead of evolving purely by having an experience outside of us. It has to come to us, we have to wait for something to come outside of us to happen for things to change if we're just doing what the animals are able to do. But because we have this frontal lobe that allows us to watch what we're doing, become the observer, make a different choice, decide to do something different, we can evolve consciously instead of just waiting for, the brick to fall or the lion to chase us or whatever it is. So, as best as I can explain it, that's evolution at a neurological and hence biochemical and genetic level. This is how we change. And I know I've left out big chunks of the picture, but I also know that I've got 20 minutes, right? So, to evolve, there is a process that we can do. The first thing that happens is that you look at who you are and how you're being and how your life is, and you decide that you want something different. Now, that is equivalent to the gazelle busy, eating grass, and then it notices that it's being chased by a predator. Suddenly, there's information in its environment that says, I'm here, there is a danger, I got to get away from it, and I want to be there. 2 points of consciousness. One is dangerous, one is safe. For us, it might be a case of, I'm in lack, or I want a partner. G'day, Jen, lovely to see you up there. G'day, everybody. We want to get from one place to another. But there's no lion chasing us, at least not on the outside. Inside, we might be feeling really stressed, really upset, really angry, really depressed, really whatever it is. We are here and we want to be there. So we're in the same situation as the gazelle, but there's no lion chasing us, at least not outside ourselves. So that's the first thing, is to realise, first step 1 of evolution, I'm here, I want to be there. Step 2, and we've talked about this all week, because this is all I really talk about, because it's all I really do. And myself, first of all, is, okay, I'm here, where do I want to be? Now, a lot of us get stuck there, because we say, okay, well, I want to be in the new house. I want to be in the new relationship. I want to have the new job. I want to get over my physical, disease and become healthy. Whatever it is, I want to become abundant. Those are the 5 things that everybody tends to want, but, 1,000 million different permutations. We usually stop there because, we get told, make your vision board and get your dreams lined up and set your goals and all that stuff. But the first piece that I need to understand is that the thing that we want is not the thing that we want. Andrew, good morning. The thing that we want is how we feel when we get the thing that we want. And that feeling, remember, means there's chemistry going on in your body and you're thinking, I'm so excited, I got that new job, I'm so happy, I have a lover now. We want the feeling. We want the feeling. So the next thing you got to do is, when you've made your vision board, I want the thing, well, how do you feel when you have the thing? Because that feeling is actually what triggers the gene, right? The happy feeling is making changes in your cells to being the person, I now have this house that I want to live in. Oh, that's great. I feel good. That's a genetic expression right there. And by the way, feeling happy consistently physically changes you. Feeling sad consistently physically changes you. It's not just positive thinking or negative thinking or positive feelings and negative feelings. It is literally evolving your body from moment to moment to moment to moment to moment. Every thought and feeling you have is evolving you. That's an oh my God thing for me. It's like, oh, you mean right now? How I'm feeling right now is evolving my body and evolving me? Yeah. We don't get to escape from this. We don't get to say, oh, well, I'll just feel like crap for the next week because I have all these good reasons to. Sure, and we may be totally justified in doing so, but the body doesn't care. All it knows is it's getting this really uncomfortable, unhealthy signal from us. So, talked about that yesterday. So, one place where we are, another place where we want to be. It means these things, these people, these situations, but actually those things, people, and situations mean I feel a certain way. So that's the piece, that's the first piece that many people are missing. They don't realise that they've got to stop looking and hoping and chasing and waiting and fighting for the thing that they want, and they've actually got to start working on having the feelings, and then the thing that they want to give them the feelings can actually find them, but they don't need it to help them have the feelings. That's the evolution, is when you can create the feelings and the experience of having what you desire before you actually have it. And that means, I'm skipping over a whole lot of things, in short, you have to master yourself. When you become the person that has the thing that you want, then it can come to you. But while you're still in lack, and we talked about this a lot yesterday, it can't come to you. That's the whole law of attraction thing, tra-la-la. So, step 3, if you like, is to realise it's not the thing you want, no matter how much your brain is screaming that at you. It's the feeling that you have when you get the thing. Step 4 really is in various ways and means. Well, actually, I've missed a thing. That's step 5. Step 4 is you have to make a really powerful decision in yourself, and you may have to make it many, many times. But often there is just one where it's like, oh, I have to change who I am being. And I don't care what's going on in my life. I don't care how I feel. And I don't care how long it takes. I'm going to do this shit. And I'm not going to let all of that stuff that I've said, oh, well, I feel sad because of this and I feel whatever because of whatever, be what controls how I think and feel and behave anymore. And that is a really deep decision to make. And some of us make it over and over and over, and then we have this, that's it, I'm done. And some of us go, oh my God, that's it, I'm done. But sooner or later, you come to a point where it's just, screw it, I got to do this. And you stop making excuses to yourself. And after that, even though you have to keep making that choice, it's like some ground thing in you has changed. And you know that you're in this for the journey. And you start to construct yourself in the new ideal of who you want to be. As the person who is in love with themselves and with life, so that someone else can love you. As the person who feels purposeful and in service or in, delight or whatever it is, feeling it, being it, as the person who feels so worthy of so abundant, whatever it is, to actually become that. And that's a whole process in itself. We spoke, I think, last week about the process of learning, where to start with, you don't even know that you don't know. So you don't realize that you are busy being miserable about stuff, and it's just who you are. And then you realize, oh my God, I'm really miserable about this, and I want to be something else. So you've gone from unconscious incompetence to being conscious of the fact that you're useless at feeling happy, for example. This is me. This was me. I'm conscious of the fact that feeling happy is fucking impossible. I don't know how to do it. My body doesn't know how to do it. My body says, no, you can't feel happy. I can't remember any experiences of real happiness. I don't know how to do this. And I banged my head against that brick wall for a long time. But somewhere along the line, I just knew that I had to keep, poke, poke, poke. Didn't fight about it. You can't say, be happy or else. So the process of choosing and playing and exploring, okay, well, how can I, what the hell does it feel like? And of course, I've been doing all this stuff of opening my heart, going deep into my own internal operating system, doing the work of my inspiration, Dr. Joe Dispenza, which has completely transformed me and is still transforming me, and will for the rest of my life, because that's it, I'm all in on this, because it changes me so profoundly, and the magic, the experiences, wow, that's me. And so, and by the way, Abigail, I've totally been working with worthiness. Just worthiness. Because if I am so worthy that I just can't think of anything else about me, how can anything that I'm worthy of not find me? I don't even need it to feel good. I never work on self-worth. I just want to become worthy and feel worthy. And I had such an experience of that this morning. It was really cool. So it's soaking into me, It's like water into really, really dry ground. Every day a little bit better, a little bit more. And that's the process of me overcoming the deep unworthiness that I didn't even know I felt, but I knew there had to be a reason why all the things that I've desired in life, everything's there, but I wasn't feeling any joy. And the things that I just wanted to change for years and years and years and years and years and years, and just bang my head against the brick, not changing, like in a stasis field, going nowhere. What is it? So that's the unconscious incompetence. And then I become conscious of my incompetence. I'm like, God, I don't know how to feel happy. What the hell does worthiness feel like? What does wholeness feel like? I know the answers to these questions now. They're still growing in me, but I actually know. I've had experiences of this now. Then you get to a point where it gets easier to be happy, to be comfortable, to be healthy, to feel healthy, even though your body's still sick. Who knew that you can do that. But if you think about those experience activated genes, if you're busy going, oh my God, I feel sick, I'm in pain, all of the, and I'm worried about the future, what signal are you sending to your body? More of the same. If you're thinking, oh my God, I feel so low, I feel so whatever it is, and I just can't overcome this, and oh, there's so many things going on in my life, and what signal are you sending to your body and your brain? Well, this is who I am, this is how it is. So to go against that can be so habitual. To go against that and say, oh God, somehow, and I'm not talking about the how right now, because it's another topic and I've talked about it all week. So if you don't know how, go and look at the previous lives. Somehow, I've got to stop being that person and I've got to change my state. And I've got to actually stop even needing others to validate me, and that's tough. That's a big thing to let go of, Abigail. So it's good that you understand, I actually know my own worth. But to stop needing others to validate me, that's a big deal. It's a big deal. So, but that's, that's here's my point, I feel it, but they're not getting it. And over here is where you are so in love with being you and so worthy that it doesn't matter. And that's like what? You've got to be joking. How can that be possible? But it is. And I know it because I'm doing similar but different things myself. I know it's possible. So when you get to the state of you can consciously choose to be happy, you can consciously choose to feel worthy, you can consciously choose to feel abundant, you can consciously choose to feel healthy, even though your body is still in the past, it's still saying, I'm sick, I can't do the thing, but you are thinking and feeling a different way, and then you're giving a different signal to your body. Your body is going to follow your mind and your heart into the future. If you just keep putting your mind and your heart in the future, your body's going to catch up with you eventually. But that's the work. That is the evolution. And that is, so you get to being better and better at choosing those feelings consciously. And if you keep doing that, so you're consciously competent now, if you keep doing that, there's going to come a point where you become so good at it that you stop even noticing that you're doing it. You just become unconsciously competent, and now it's who you are. And that is evolution. That is evolution. When you change your habitual state of being from being over here to over here, and you no longer need to think about it because you have changed who you're thinking and how you're feeling and all of that stuff, that is evolution. Chanel, I'll reply to your comment. That way I can do it properly. The man who is the only embodied human being that I have ever wanted to emulate is Dr. Joe Dispenza. He's written some amazing books. He has developed a scientific model of meditation that is mind-blowing, and I mean that literally. And yeah, I'll drop you some links. Mind and heart do have to get together, Shafi. You're so right. And it is a new life. It is a totally new life when I stop being who I was and I become someone else, and I'm activating different genetics. People go to his events, and sometimes they do it when they're not at his events as well. They heal themselves of completely unhealable things. And I'm in the process of doing that myself, because if they can do it, so can frickin' I. And mine aren't a big deal, but they're not healable either. They're things that are supposed to get worse. And they do end up in a new life. They totally end up in a new life. This is how we do it, without having to die and come back again. That's evolution. So there is a process, and you can learn it and you can do it. And I'm practicing it and I coach it in my own particular way, but it seems to be useful because it works, and I love that. So thanks for joining with me. Big love. I know what I wanted to ask you for. If you find these lives useful, and if you've worked with me and you found it useful, or whatever, please write me a review on this page. I really appreciate it. Big love. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.